CSU, the nation's largest public university system, is struggling with enrollment. And what about San Jose State? I'm Betsy Gebhardt. The story coming up on Update News.
New data suggests San Jose State is one of the most affordable universities. Really? In Silicon Valley? We'll tell you what affordability really means.
Eggs have been hard to come by, and when you do find them, the cost is way up. What's up with the shortage, and what can you do about it? Those stories and more on this week's Update News.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Carson Wells.
And I'm Levern Johnson. We begin with the trend that's keeping California State University officials up at night: sinking enrollment. The chancellor of the 23 campus system calls the dropping student number a significant threat. So far, San Jose State's enrollment is holding steady, but reporter Betsy Gebhardt says no one's taken a victory lap.
No doubt you've seen them around San Jose State. Tours for prospective students go on several times a day. The push is on to lure them in.
All of our school tours have been booked up.
Good thing, because enrollment at the 23 campus CSU system dropped 7% below its target for this year, with some campuses plunging by double digits. San Jose State fared better. Its numbers were off less than 0.5%.
So we're probably about 99.3%. So it's an A+ in anybody's book.
Another positive, applications for admissions at San Jose State for this fall are up 22%. However, repercussions from the pandemic and a declining birth rate have San Jose State officials continuing to be on red alert. Enough so for San Jose State's new president to call for a campus-wide summit on the issue this coming April 24th.
As we've learned from the pandemic, we need to reconnect with Gen Z.
What also looms large is a 17% enrollment collapse at California community colleges. They feed into CSUs. With that in mind, San Jose State's journalism faculty visited newspaper students at nearby De Anza College, hoping to entice potential transfers. Just outside the vice president's office, we ran into an enthusiastic busload of Mount Pleasant High School juniors. Yes, another tour. The kids offered swag bags loaded with goodies. What attracts you to San Jose State?
The animation program. The campus is gorgeous. I've seen it before. I've been here in 8th grade and it was really nice.
Along with tours and visits, there's also a program in which qualified community college students can take university courses simultaneously, all in the quest to keep student numbers up. At San Jose State, Betsy Gebhardt, Update News.
A medication that's been used in legal abortions for decades could soon be pulled from the market. Mifepristone is prescribed to terminate early pregnancies, and last week a federal judge in Texas ruled its FDA approval should be blocked. The ruling could affect people seeking abortions even in states where the procedure is legal. This week, Governor Gov Newsom tweeted he is stockpiling another drug used for medical abortions to ensure its availability. Mifepristone hasn't been banned yet. A federal appeals court just ruled that the drug will remain available. It just can't be sent through the mail.
Affordability seems to be a new buzzword amid San Jose's cost of living crisis. A new report touts San Jose State as the 8th cheapest major college in the nation. But those who are actually on campus say the number are flat out wrong. Reporter Brianna Bartlett has the story.
This is Angela Smith, a San Jose State student and housing advocate. She pays $1,700 a month to live in the campus dorms. That's more than 3 times the price that this nationwide credit union report says it costs for students.
The topic of cost of living, the topic of rent, the topic of just paying for things in general is a very common subject among students and among my peers and everybody. And so we're always comparing where the cheaper options are.
The credit union's index was intended to give students an idea of where to attend so they can walk away with the least amount of debt. But the author of the Silicon Valley Pain Index, Scott Myers-Lipton, says not only are the student costs incorrect, they paint the wrong picture.
At $3,400, what I have experienced at $3,400, you have 7 or 8 students living which might drive that number down to $500 if you have 7 to 8 students, but there's a price to pay for that, which is that my students are saying that when that happens, they're living on top of each other, they can't study, there's no place, they're sleeping on the couches, and on the floors, and so it's a disaster for them educationally.
San Jose State's chief financial officer says the university is affordable in one aspect, and that's tuition. Its tuition and fees are lower than many public universities in the nation, but he says the cost of living is a whole other ballpark that varies from person to person.
So affordability is in the eye of the beholder. It's every student has a different threshold for how much they can afford, what loans they can take out, how they can take out those loans, whether they're living at home, they're living on campus, whether they choose to be in a single bedroom by themselves or with 5 or 6 other people in a 2-bedroom. And so the living side of this is a very complex and a very personal thing.
When you see the word affordability, beware. If it's here at San Jose State, it may not look like what you think. In San Jose, Brianna Bartlett, Update News.
April means the return of warm weather, flowers, and taxes. That's right, tax day is almost here. But things are a little different this year. Federal taxes are due on April 18th. That's because the traditional deadline, April 15th, falls on a Saturday. But don't worry if you haven't filed yours yet. Due to heavy storms this winter, Californians have until October 16th. Still, you don't want that deadline to sneak up on you. And filing may be less painful than you think. People with simple returns who made less than $73,000 can file for free. Head over to irs.gov for more information.
The FBI is warning you to beware of something called juice jacking. It's when hackers steal data from your phone like credit card numbers and passwords. The feds say to keep hackers' hands off your data, you should avoid using those free charging stations in airports, hotels, and shopping centers. Carry your own charger, they say. But what about the free Wi-Fi? How do you keep hackers out? Reporter Angel Santiago has answers.
That is right. Expert tells that it is possible to keep hackers' hands off your data. It's really easy fix.
You no longer have to walk the streets of downtown San Jose looking for coffee shops that have free Wi-Fi. Free public Wi-Fi is just about everywhere citywide. High schools, city libraries, you can even check out mobile tech equipment, do your homework, make calls, catch up on your emails. And the pandemic pointed out just why Wi-Fi was mandatory for everybody.
But I feel like overall, we need a lot of more hands-on activities for people and kids in general as they're growing up. So I feel like that would be very beneficial if they had experiences to go out and try new things.
Through San Jose Access, you can even take a class and check out laptops, even Wi-Fi hotspots.
Getting free Wi-Fi is beneficial to anyone who wants to get their work done. But there's a catch. Your software must be up to date.
Jacob Hoffman Andrews is a senior technologist with the Electronic Frontier Foundation. He says public Wi-Fi is a lot safer than you think, but having the latest software is key.
You have outdated software. If the system software for your computer or your phone or your browser isn't up to date, usually that means it has some bugs because it's an older version, bugs that are now known, and often those are security bugs. And because those security bugs are known to the public, it's easy for hackers to find them.
Keeping hackers away means you can enjoy doing homework, doing business calls, or just surfing the internet. Live from San Jose, I'm Angel Santiago for Update News.
There may have been a few Easter baskets this year without eggs. That's because if you find eggs, the price is sky high. When might this egg shortage ease up? Reporter Brianna Matha has the story.
Just how high has the prices of eggs gone? So high that someone put together this TikTok video showing parents how to paint potatoes instead of Easter eggs. The shortage left some shoppers scrambling to find the coveted eggs, but instead they found some empty shelves. But retail workers say there was little they could do.
I normally stock items on the floor, and I noticed that there weren't a lot of eggs left in stock, and I was very worried since Easter is coming up.
And as far as the prices, they were up, way up. I went to a couple different stores and noticed that the eggs were not stocked on the shelves. And if they were stocked, the price did skyrocket. Environmental microbiologist John Meshke says the ongoing egg shortage is because of a strand of bird flu.
It's multifactorial, I think is the key thing to recognize. So it is certainly related to the fact that we've had this avian flu problem, right? So there's been one of the worst outbreaks in history of avian flu, and that results in a lot of birds being pulled, and so just the overall supply of layers is low.
This new strand of bird flu began in early 2022. Whole flocks of chickens have to be destroyed to keep it from spreading. In the US alone, that means more than 50 million were gone. And the prices? It's supply and demand. In order to get more eggs out to consumers, Meshke believes that
we need to reconstitute the layer supply. That's the main thing. And it's going to take time for them to ramp that back up with all the supply costs that it is.
Now, if you're nervous you won't be able to get your hands on any eggs, check in with your local store. In San Jose, I'm Brianna Mathall, Update News.
When we come back, graduation is around the corner and thousands of students are eager to share their success with all their loved ones in person. But some say there aren't enough tickets. Is buying from other students online the answer? Find out when we come back.
Also, after the break, it's the largest of its kind on the West Coast. Find out about the popular spring tradition that's finally back in full swing.
There could potentially finally be seeing some shorts weather coming up, maybe, not sure. Stay tuned to find out those forecast temperature numbers.
At San Jose State, we really do learn by doing. This is my first semester working on our award-winning newspaper, the Spartan Daily. But my whole time here really has been about real-world skill building. Professors like Diane Gurazi continue their work in journalism while bringing that knowledge back to us in the classroom each semester. Then we're on the Spartan Daily, Update News, or the Spear. We get to put all that into practice. We even get to work with cutting-edge tools like our new VR lab, where we get to learn new ways of real storytelling using 3D virtual reality.
Our students have many opportunities to work in newsrooms that function like the ones they will encounter in their professional careers. Here in Update News, for instance, we produce a weekly show that is aired on local access television in San Jose, and we produce video news that is digital first. Students will get experience as producers, anchors, and field reporters.
The Spartan Daily, our award-winning student newspaper, has not missed a scheduled publication date in more than 80 years and remains one of the longest-standing papers of its kind in the Western United States. Through classroom instruction and our newsroom labs, we give our students the tools to succeed and create their own bright futures. Learn by doing. If you're interested in joining our program, visit our website for more information.
During the pandemic, downtown San Jose saw business after business shut down, but one family-owned restaurant survived COVID and a fire that nearly closed it. San Jose businesses have come and gone after the COVID pandemic, but Jackie's Place survived both the pandemic and a fire that could have closed the doors of the Silicon Valley soul food restaurant.
Probably 45 minutes to an hour when I got a phone call saying the restaurant was on fire. I cannot explain to you, only I'm a spiritual person, that a calm came over me.
Jackson lost everything. But since then, Jackie's Place has moved to a new location on North 1st Street in San Jose, and customers are coming back in record numbers to support her.
You know, I went there with a couple of friends, and I think one thing that we immediately noticed was the diversity of the staff as well as the customers, which was, I don't know, it was kind of comforting because it felt like a homey, safe space.
But San Jose Community Engagement Manager, Juan Aguirre, says not all business owners are seeing the same kind of success. Some are still struggling to get customers to come through.
There are business owners who are, frustrated because of the lack of pedestrians from return to office. Like a lot of people are still working from home. There are also a lot of frustration because of the pandemic and what that did to them.
San Jose State professor Robert Chapman Wood has been around 20 years. He says the downtown development is complicated.
All kinds of development in a place like downtown San Jose are complicated. And when you lose momentum like we did during COVID, the question of how long is it going to take to recover is a big one.
Egide says there's a simple way residents can help.
Definitely shop local, right? It doesn't cost anything to share about your favorite local small business, like right on your own personal social media, or even telling your friends.
Now, if you want to visit Jackie's Place, it's open Thursday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sundays, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
It happens every year. Graduates get a limited number of invitations to bring guests to their graduation ceremony. Almost no one is happy about it. Some are wrangling to get more tickets. Others are using the opportunity to make some cash. Reporter Asia Tebeno is live on campus to explain.
Graduation is just around the corner, and some entrepreneurs are selling their coveted tickets. But are they real? It's always a glorious time. After years of studying and hard work, graduates get to celebrate their accomplishment with friends and family. But there's always a catch. The graduation venue can only hold so many people, and each graduate has to limit the number of guests they can invite. This year, San Jose State is allocating each student 6 tickets.
Very frustrated with the fact that there aren't enough tickets for all my loved ones to see my graduation, because it's so monumental and it only happens once in a lifetime. And I really feel like, how could you really limit or pick who can be there? Like, out of so many people that have had such a huge impact on you in my career, in my journey, in my childhood, and leading up until this point.
Some students say it's especially hard to have to turn down proud family members.
I'm a first generation student, and I am the first in my family to graduate with a degree in mechanical engineering. So not having my grandma there to see me walking on this stage, or my uncle, is a little sad, because I know how much my grandma wants to be there, but she can't make it because I only have 6 tickets, and enough to just give it to like my close family, basically.
Is there a possible solution? Scroll through the university Sammy app and you'll see graduation tickets for sale, some selling for as much as $25. But are they real offers? None of the people listing graduation tickets online for sale responded to our questions, and the university warns that you need to make sure the tickets are legit. The deadline to register for graduation is April 24th. The university's commencement team says that if some students don't register to attend, then more tickets may become available. They will make an announcement closer to graduation's date. Live on campus, I'm Asia Tebeno, Update News.
Spring is in the air. It's time to celebrate renewal and optimism. The Cherry Blossom Festival represents that and the bridge for a continued alliance between 2 countries, Japan and the U.S. Reporter Alexandra Romero has that story.
The largest cherry blossom festival on the West Coast is back. This past weekend, thousands came out to see the beautiful blossoms and celebrate this cultural exchange and alliance between Japan and the United States.
So the society helps Japan and the U.S. bridge business and cultural programming offered to people to attend in person or virtual to learn more about the Japan-American society or Japan-U.S. relationship in general.
Indians are able to experience traditional ceremonies to bands, music performances, and even demonstrations that they could participate in. Through the efforts of these organizations, local community groups, and volunteers, you can learn more about these cultural crafts. With such a long venue, there is something that will attract everyone.
I heard about this festival through a couple mutual friends, and I wanted to come support the vendors, check out the environment. I had today off, thankfully. Have a good glass of Sapporo beer, that Japanese beer. Just came to hang out with my friends, have a good time.
Organizers say after coming out of the pandemic, the festival can help unify the community, and cultural appreciation is sorely needed during these difficult times.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. It's just, it brings a community and culture together. The streets are full. People are drinking, eating food, having a good time, lovely weather.
A popular feature is finally back this year. The Grand Parade will occur on Sunday the 16th. It will start at San Francisco Civic Center Plaza and go to Japantown. A little something else to look forward to. In San Francisco, I'm Alessandra Romero for Update News.
A new report says parts of California are now drought-free, and that includes the Bay Area. And record rain and snowfall pulled most of the state out of the drought when 12 atmospheric rivers inundated the state this winter. Last month, Governor Newsom removed provisions that will no longer ask residents to reduce their water use now. Santa Clara Valley Water District says its reservoirs are full and the county is no longer in the drought conditions. But officials warn that it's still important to save water. We never know when the drought is on its way. Now we have Joshua Gilman with the weather.
Alrighty, this is Joshua Gilman with your local 7-day forecast. So what to expect in the next 5 days? There is going to be a subtle warming trend this weekend. Nothing too major, nothing like a heat wave or anything, but it's definitely going to be in the upper 60s. So pretty nice potential shorts weather for some people. And there will be some unsettled conditions going into early next week. No big threat. It's just going to be simply clouds for most of the Bay Area. Don't, worry about any type of storm or heavy flooding coming up. And then we are going to be seeing still some milder nighttime low temperatures. It's going to be kind of coming out of the low 40s. And as we go into Santa Cruz and their forecast, they see that their lows are, a little chillier. It's going to be chillier conditions returning early next week, but it's going to be overall a sunny weekend. And then, of course, we have that quote-unquote unsettled conditions on the weekend. But really, that's not going to be bringing anything to the Bay Area. It's going to be still pretty sunny and mild and consistently in the 60s throughout the forecast. Oakland will be seeing very similar conditions, and most of the Bay, as I said, into the next week, will be seeing really no rain or chance of rain. It's just going to be cloudy, overcast weather. Maybe parts of the very North Bay could be seeing some precip. But finally here in San Jose, we are going to be, of course, seeing that nice sunny weekend with the max going to be 67 degrees on Sunday and then tapering off a little bit lower into the mid-60s. Lows will be consistent into the upper 40s and finally bouncing up into the 50s now. Alrighty, well, spring is definitely here and the rain, I would say, is basically over. So expect just pretty nice warm temperate conditions and hope you guys enjoy the weekend. All right, back to the desk.
Here's what's on tap when we come back. I'm Carson Wells, and coming up, I'll tell you how one Oakland cat cafe is making a big impact in the kitty community.
Next, we'll see how San Jose State's women's softball did against their Mountain West rival Fresno State this Wednesday.
If you fancy yourself a cat person and like to snuggle up to kitties, we have the spot for you. Oakland's Cat Cafe is a pioneer in the work of getting rescue cats out of shelters and into loving homes. That includes the ones that might not be so cuddly. I visited this comfy cafe setting as the group launches its new site.
I'm getting 2 kittens, baby kittens, and I'm super excited. I just lost my senior cat very recently, and this is the best I felt in months.
Meet Polly Herman. She's here for the kitten adoption event hosted by Cat Town and Pet Food Express in Oakland. Here at the adoption center, she was able to give 2 kittens happy homes. That helps free up space in the Cat Town Cafe for other cats to escape the shelter setting.
We've seen a tremendous increase in the number of cats being surrendered to our city shelter, like 16% increase over the previous year, which is unheard of. And so we knew we needed to do something more.
Cat Town focuses on hard-to-place cats stuck in shelters. That means cats who may have a harder time getting adopted because of their temperament, their age, or other factors. Here, cats are able to socialize with their humans before they are actually adopted and interact with other cats. Cat Town recently began a partnership with Pet Food Express. It's where the more social and confident kittens can be adopted and seen. Cat Town's design in both of their locations is free roaming cats in the designated area. Then their potential humans can come in, play, and meet them.
What's really exciting for us about this new location is that it really allows us to add capacity and expand our mission to help a higher volume of cats and kittens.
Now, people like Polly are able to bring their new furry friends home quick and easy.
I've set up some hiding places because I'm sure when they get home after the ride in the car and everything, they're going to be a little intimidated. So I set up a couple boxes for them to hide, and I'm going to keep them in one room, and I'm just going to be real chill until they get comfortable with me, and then I'm going to just love them to death.
While Oakland's Cat Town was the first cat cafe in the United States, now countless others have popped up all over the country, even here in San Jose. For more information on where these local cat cafes are, go to our Instagram at SJSU Update News.
Turning to sports, San Jose State softball headed to Fresno where they took on the Bulldogs in a doubleheader. Let's see how their trip to Central California ended. San Jose State softball faced Mountain West rival Fresno State, where they had to go into extra innings to decide the winner. It would be at the top of the ninth inning where freshman infielder Rainer Zermano hit a two-run double to put the Spartans up 5-3 to claim the win. In their second matchup versus Fresno State of the day, Lacey Ham got the start at pitcher where she finished the night with 6 strikeouts. But the game stayed scoreless until junior outfielder Ashley Rico hit a 2-run double to put the Spartans up 2-0. The Bulldogs put up 1 run, but again, they came up short against the Spartans. After the game, head coach Tammy Lohman had a few words of the team's performance.
Great 2 wins against Fresno State on the road today. First game, just did a great job. JU came out, did a phenomenal job on the mound. In the second game, just phenomenal job by Lacey on the mound today.
After sweeping Fresno State, San Jose State softball comes back to take on Boise State this Saturday at 3 p.m. That's it for the sports update this week.
Looking for something to do this weekend? I have some ideas in my Carson's calendar. Here's what's coming up this week. On April 14th from 3:30 to 5:30, attend Meet Space Sustainable Art Gala in the Student Union Ballroom. The event will feature SJSU students' work and focus around the theme of using technology to live more harmoniously with plants. On April 16th, Rock and Roll Record Swap will be going from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The event takes place on the University of San Francisco's campus in the McLaren Center. This is San Francisco's largest record fair, and the event is free with the student ID or $3 without. Also on April 16th, the second weekend of San Francisco's Cherry Blossom Festival will be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in Japantown. Visitors can expect to see a parade and other fun activities. That's all for this week. I'm Carson Wells.
And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
For all of us here, thanks for joining us, and see you next week. Make sure you add us on Instagram and TikTok at SJSU Update News.